When I was a small kid, I don't remember how old exactly, every now and then I'd have this thought, and with this thought was a genuine concern attached to it. What if we're all just someone's dream? The concern was about them waking up and it all ending. Recently, I had an experience where I dissociated and left my body, but instead of the usual type of space and physics I encounter when out of the body, it was void of everything, light, form, everything, except my awareness and a sense of spinning. After trying to control the spinning for a while, I decided to start imagining. And as I imagined, light and shape began rendering right in front of me. I imagined a pond, and the immediate proximity of a pond began to render right under me. There were ducks. The ducks wouldn't notice me when I got close. I then decided to zoom into the water molecules of the pond to see how they appeared up close in this reality. And as I did, water hit my face. I was under the assumption I had no face in this reality. Not only did I have a face, and it managed to get wet, but the pond water was salty. So at the surprise of these events, I was straight back to my physical body and awake, still with the strong taste of salt water in my mouth. What I've come to realize over time is that all experiences are dreams. Even the most vivid and alive experiences we have. From our perspective, our bandwidth of attention, this is the real deal. But who we are in these bodies is only a filtered fraction of a larger self or mind. It is the larger mind that is dreaming the life of you and experiencing through you. What we call reality, or in the physics version, the bulk universe, is only a particular bandwidth of all there is. And this also is how our perception plays out, through this bandwidth of the bulk universe. It is defined by the speed of light and the fine structure constant, the speed, charge, and relationship limits of matter at its finest grained. The best analogy I have at the moment for how minds work on different scales is by using my own version of a simulation theory. Except in this simulation, you are the larger mind. You put a headset on and experience the lifetime of one of your own blood cells, using whatever bandwidth of your vast attention is required to animate, sense, and meet goals through this cell, in the cell's environment. The cell and its environment are both emergent properties in your larger system. You have an understanding and control over the cell and its environment, far beyond what that cell can conceive of. Being the much larger container or mind, you can make unfathomable miracles happen for the cell. Now imagine you are able to wear 5 headsets, or 5 million simultaneously, experiencing 5 million cells simultaneously, and yet simultaneously controlling their environment. This is the true story of evolution. Minds on larger scales forming agreements and making edits at smaller scales to reach the goals of the larger scale minds. The feedback between embedded minds begins at the largest scale and works downward to understand why anything exists at all and what the goal of larger minds are. We have to understand the question the multiverse, or the ultimate mind of the multiverse, asked itself. Who or what am I? To understand how the multiverse does this, we have to first understand exactly what I mean when I say multiverse, and why this is a necessary mechanism to answer the question. As we look out into the cosmos, and we refer to as the observable universe with our telescopes, we are in fact already looking into a multiverse. If I am to define a universe, I am going to do it by defining it as a contained area of space and time, where the emergent spacetime has its own personal set of limits and geometry at the fine-grained scales. From a broader understanding than science can currently reach, there are no black holes. There are only stars at different levels of evolution. Supermassive black holes are in fact universes that contain the idiosyncratic geometry. The space and time on the inside of the black hole is not mathematically equal to its external geometry. Stars evolve into galaxies, and then universes, and go through series of expansions and contractions, all governed by, and for the growth of, large minds. The multiverse is infinitely breathing universes, galaxies, star systems in and out of itself, acting out the infinite configurations, either in search of its optimal configuration in order to answer its own question, or to run every possible configuration of itself to answer the question. When there are so many great minds and different scales, governing all agents and the environments, with such great awareness and capabilities, far beyond what science can even get close to understanding, why would they create or evolve beings to suffer and experience so much pain? Physical pain always has a reason, even if doctors, at their current understanding, are not able to find the reasons for some illnesses. The point of pain is to teach yourself from one scale to another, to learn from the experiences. The reason why we suffer is because we are to find first a higher or broader perspective and overcome it with positivity and ultimately with love for ourselves and unconditional love for others. There are energetic qualities associated with positivity and love that contribute the most to the growth of larger minds and ultimately yourself. So it is the dreamlike state that is the fundamental experiential state that is experiencing through the body. And it is the more fundamental state that transcends what we think of as the physical reality.